Somebody has to come up to say enough is enough.
If I get you right, Doc, what you're saying is that regardless of whatever tickets the opposition throws up and they go up against the incumbent government, even if they win, we should not expect any substantial or remarkable difference. Is that,
in fact, it will cause the greatest damage to the polity because it's not. I mean, let's do raw. I don't sugarcoat it. It's assumed what you have now is the turn of the South, turn of the South, turn of the Southwest. If Obi and Kwankwaso had to come in and obliterate the Southern second term, the war between the Yorubas and the Igbos will go to the nearest, to the highest level. That, the Igbos connive with the North to cut out Tinubu. But Tinubu is not performing.
Wow. What did I just listen to? Did you guys heard what that man was saying? Or should I replay the video again for you guys? This is not good for our politics at all. It is not good because according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, the Constitution stated that every Nigeria has the right to vote and to be voted for. So, saying that there will be war because the Igbo joined the northern Nigeria to remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu come 2027 is uncalled for. That is treason. In fact, I don't know why this video is not trending because I only saw this video just 2 days ago and the video was not trending. People just took it ordinarily. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is not happening and it is not good for Nigeria politics at all. You are envisaging for a war come 2027. If the Igbos join the North to remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there will be a great war against the Igbos. But you are not talking about the northern Nigeria because you felt that the Igbos are weaklings. They are nothing. You can easily fight them. You can easily destroy their properties across the country without consequences. Before we continue, let us hear the full video. At the end, we are going to continue with the analysis. Just listen to the man.
Somebody has to come up to say enough is enough.
If I get you right, Doc, what you're saying is that regardless of whatever tickets the opposition throws up and they go up against the incumbent government, even if they win, we should not expect any substantial or remarkable difference. Is that,
in fact, it will cause the greatest damage to the polity because it's not. I mean, let's do raw. I don't sugarcoat it. It's assumed what you have now is the turn of the South, turn of the South, turn of the Southwest. If Obi and Kwankwaso had to come in and obliterate the Southern second term, the war between the Yorubas and the Igbos will go to the nearest, to the highest level. That, the Igbos connive with the North to cut out Tinubu. But Tinubu is not performing. No saying Yoruba person will defend Tinubu. But this time next year, if it happens, we will be playing with Rwanda between the Igbos and the Yorubas. That the Igbos will match.
Wow, this is not happening in my country. He is envisaging, should the Igbos and the Northerners come together in 2027 to remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it will be war against the Igbos, not against the Northern Nigeria. This is not happening. Did you listen to him? According to him, it has been zoned to the south. And when you get to the south, it is the turn of the southwest, not south-south, not southeast, but the southwest. Let me ask this gentleman, since the return of democracy to the country, that's 1999, that's 27 years ago, has the Igbo hold the position of president or vice president since 1999? It has not happened, even when it happened in 1960. That was the time Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was the ceremonial president of Nigeria, and he was not even there up to a year. Agi Ironsi, a military man, held the position as the head of state. It was not also up to a year. Since then, no Igbo man has tested the position of the president or the vice president in this country. And I know he is invariably referring to Peter Obi and Kwankwaso because everybody has seen the handwriting on the wall that with the way things are going, with the way the North is coming together with the Southeast, that it may happen that the Igbos and the Northerners are going to remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from seats come 2027. He did not stop there. He also made a statement that struck me so hard, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they know, is not performing, that no one can even come out to defend Tinubu because he is not performing. It is coming from his own brother, Dr. Aki Fapounda, or what do they call him? He is also saying that Tinubu is not performing. Because look at what happened, I think, is it last year or early this year, that a king, an Oba, was killed in his own palace in Ondo State, Shole State, and Oba was unalived in his own palace by Fulani henchmen. It never stopped there. Today, terrorists have taken over Kwara State, taken over Kogi, taken over Ekiti, and so on and so forth. As a result of what? The president not performing. Look at Plateau State today. Plateau is no-go area again because the terrorists have taken over Plateau State. So many things are happening under the watch of his own brother. But he's now warning a capable hand in Peter Obi and Kwankwaso that if they should come together, nothing should happen to Kwankwaso or the North, but something will happen to the Igbos because of what happened in 2023. It all started then. Obi came out in 2023 and you guys had the report. Some tribe were stopped from voting in Lagos. Even after voting, you saw what happened. Their businesses were destroyed. They will come out today and say, where your store, where your shop is, it is not supposed to be there. You built your shop or you built your store on drainage. They will use one development excuse to destroy your property in Lagos. Sometimes you hear about fire. They will tell us that fire happened overnight and all the stores belonging to Igbo people or all the markets dominated by the Igbo people have been shattered away by fire. That is what you keep on hearing. So you came out to tell the country that the president, your brother, is not performing. Now we are looking for an alternative that will better the life of everybody in the country. You also come out to tell us that if that should happen, if anything should happen, and they unseat your own brother that is not performing, that it will not be easy, that the Igbos are not going to find it easy. Come 2027, that there will be war. Why? And nobody is talking about this video. And the video is not even trending because it is a threat on Igbo people, the minority, the people that are now counted. The Igbos are seen as weaklings because they are nobody. That's why you can come out and threaten them. Just like what happened after the Civil War, that the Igbos were given 20 pounds to go back to their country with all the property they own across the country. They will be given 20 pounds by Awolowo because he's the then Minister of Finance. So he masterminded everything with the then head of state. The Igbos were given 20 pounds and asked to go back to their country. The 20 pounds people now have regenerated, surpassed what they have in those days. And now you are now coming out to tell them that should they join hand with the northern Nigeria and unseat your own brother that you approved, you even came out to tell us that it's not performing, that something will happen. There will be war that is even worse than Rwanda genocide. Oh my God. And he's a chieftain of Afenifere. My God. Why are we so wicked? Why? Because of power. Power cannot continue to be in your hand. Yes, you may be in power today, but one day, power is going to leave you. Just like Buhari, just like Malami, just like Abacha. So many people have held this power in the past. Where are they today? It is something that is transient. It will come to your hands today. It will come to your region today. It will come to your side or your state today. The next time, it will move to another person. Have you think about that? Have you think about that? That one day, the Igbos might come to power. What will be the resultant? What? They told us that the Igbos should not leave this country, that there must be one Nigeria. Even when Tinubu in the past told us that he don't believe in one Nigeria, the Igbos, Nnamdi Azikiwe, I still remember, said he believed in one Nigeria. And the Igbos are keeping to one Nigeria. That's why you can see the Igbos travel to any part of this country to develop that part. Because they believe, they solidly, and they strongly believed in one Nigeria. Now, you say that they cannot live, that we must stay together. But you are not going to allow the Igbos to trade in different parts of this country. You are going to use one reason or the other to destroy or to bulldoze their businesses. Now they say they want to go. You say no, that they cannot go, that they must remain in this country. So they should be rude. They should keep on voting for people, but they cannot be voted for. Is that what you are saying? I don't know why this video is not trending. Nobody is talking about this video because this man needed to be investigated because this is a threat to the Igbo tribe. My great people, this is where I'm going to stop. What do you think about this man's statement against the Igbos? Drop a comment for me on the comment section. Thank you.